What's up, everybody? It's your coach Jaron here with Forge. Now, today we're going to be learning an exercise called the Bulgarian goat bag swing. Now, I recognize that this does have a crazy name and it has nothing to do with goats or even swinging, but it was popularized and named by Coach Dan John, and it's a great exercise for learning how to hinge properly and bend at the waist, which is a fundamental movement pattern that you need to learn whether your goal is to lift maximal weights in the deadlift or simply perform everyday tasks such as bending down and picking things up off the floor in a way that is safe and ingrains proper motor patterns. We typically don't get injured just from exercise in general. We get injured when the load that we're trying to move exceeds our capacity and our skill in a given movement pattern. So that means you can get hurt if you are trying to deadlift a weight that you're not capable of doing with proper technique and pattern. But you can also cause injuries over time as repeated bouts of poor movement accumulate in overstress areas that otherwise shouldn't be working. And learning to hinge properly is crucial for being able to do this fundamental human movement skill. To perform the Bulgarian goat bag swing, we're going to start by standing with our feet approximately hip width apart, facing straight forward, and like we reviewed in our rooting video, maintaining equal points of pressure through the heels, little toes, and big toes of the feet. Then we're going to take a kettlebell, you're going to grab it like so by the horns, and we're going to flip it forwards so that way the round part of the bell is directly facing our abdominals. Now, if you've reviewed our video on breathing and bracing, we're going to go through that exact same sequence next. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, and allowing the rib cage to settle down, then inflating through the belly. Once we've inflated and created our brace, you should notice that the pressure of pulling the bell against your stomach reinforces that brace that we've created. If we don't have our abdominals tight and inflated, when you pull the kettlebell into your stomach, you're going to feel it smashing your guts. So be sure to inflate and brace properly on every single rep. Then we're going to maintain tension and actively pull the kettlebell into our stomach. This should get the muscles of your upper back engaged as you're pulling and should also reinforce that strong brace that we've created. From this position here, we're simply going to bend at the waist by thinking about emphasizing the pushing back of the hips, like we're trying to reach our butt towards the wall behind us. As you descend, you should feel a stretch in through the glutes and the hamstrings. Your back should be remaining flat and tight. And as you stand, we're simply going to squeeze the glutes. I'll do a couple reps for you. While this exercise is ultimately going to be limited in the amount of weight that you can lift and is not necessarily suitable to be used as a main movement long term, it can be an excellent teaching tool for someone who is either less skilled in the ability to hinge at the waist or even has a history of back pain and back injury from deadlifts or from just day-to-day life. For those populations, I suggest using lighter weights for higher reps, sets of anywhere from 10 to 20 for a few workouts or possibly even a few weeks until you build some confidence and ability to connect with the muscles of your posterior chain, primarily your glutes and your hamstrings. Once you've acquired this skill, there are several other variations that are going to be more suitable for long-term progress. But regardless, this can be a great teaching tool or even a great warm-up exercise for anyone interested in building strength in a deadlift movement pattern.